can be on a keyboard and play. I'm not saying it is easier,
In what way?
but for me, it definitely is. It's more comfortable.
You just said you weren't going to say it's easier, and then you said it was easier right after you just said you weren't going to say that.
Maybe because I've played PlayStations, for 15 years now. Since the PS1 first came out, I had it.
Alright, so at this point, it's practically a tradition. Okay, well, it's clear from everything else you've said that you don't really understand anything about PCs. And I mean, come on, you've been with PlayStation for 15 years. I mean, so much has changed in 15 years. In fact, basically, everything's changed. Maybe it would be a good time to actually learn some stuff about the PC. You know?
So, being on controllers is something I prefer.
And oddly enough, something that I personally cannot go back to. Ugh.
Way more than a keyboard. I don't mind the keyboard, but I just think it's more comfortable to play on a controller.
I don't get how people could say that. In fact, I mean, to be quite frank, I never understood even the whole it's more comfortable to be on a couch than at... Well, that's entirely dependent on things that have nothing to do with the PC or the console. Man, you can have the best couch in the world and it would be more comfortable than the worst chair in the world that you also simultaneously own. And vice versa, of course. As someone who has spent years doing both, I mean, it has way more to do with what your tush is resting on and not what actual system you're playing. I mean, I have a nice chair, I have a nice desk, but at the same time, I have a nice couch behind me. The two things are basically identical. You're sitting upright, reclining, but the biggest difference that I seem to notice between the two is that on the PC, your hands are resting. They are literally resting upon the desk in front of you. Your hand is resting on the keyboard, your other hand is resting on the mouse. You're not holding up anything. Whereas with a controller, you are literally holding it. You are literally holding it up so that it does not fall to the earth. How is resting your hands on something less comfortable than having to physically hold up the object that you're also manipulating at the same time? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying I don't understand it. So there you go. That's my thought on that.
The fourth reason is multiplayer games. Now, I've been told that you can get attachments and all this other stuff.
I've been told. I don't know, but I've been told. This is what people tell me. This is what I hear. Most certainly not from a console-based audience, because if there's anyone who knows everything that there is to know about PC gaming, it's people who only play on console. Especially when it comes to mods. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into that shit later. But when you have to say the phrase,
Now, I've been told that
you need to stomp, drop, and roll, because your pantalones just might be en fuego. And when you consider that, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the vast majority of your subscribers are probably console-only players, it would lead me to believe that you were told this by someone who plays consoles exclusively. And from my personal experience here on YouTube, if there's anything I know, it's that nobody knows more about PC gaming than people who play on consoles. I mean, how else would I have learned that the human eye can't see past 60 FPS? A lot of gamers out there spend the majority of their time on multiplayer games, competing and cooperating with their fellow man, coming up with new strategies and tactics together, and inventing new ways to tell the other team just how you sodomized the same vagina that birthed them. And what night was it? Well, it was last night, of course. There's no other night to fuck your mother than last night.
to play someone, who on PC, you can kind of get two players going, but I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, pretty sure we gathered that on our own. I'm going to assume you meant split screen here. Now, I was told in a passing comment that there actually are more split screen games on the PC. So I'm actually going to check. And before we get into it, I do want to say that a lot of games on PC are capable of local multiplayer, but it's not necessarily split screen. Arguably the greatest console multiplayer games of all time, Super Smash Bros. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Was not split screen, it was a single screen. So whenever you lost, you could always say that the other opponent was screen peeking. And you would not be wrong. Alrighty, so I found a fantastic site called cooptimus.com. Fantastic. A site devoted to co-op. That is fantastic. This would be an excellent place to check the list of games. Now, here's what's cool. You go to System here and select your system. We'll start with a PS4, right? You play PS4, all right? It seems appropriate to me that we check PlayStation 4 first, all right? Find games. Okay, and it lists all the games here. It's got to be determines and games that aren't listed yet, but, I'll let it slide. Okay, go down here. All right, there we go. 8 pages, 186 co-op games. Okay, that's a lot, right? 186, that's a lot. Okay. Let's go back up to the top. Let's change our search metrics. System, PC, shabam. Find games. All right, we got our list here. How many? Whoa now! Hello. 872 co-op games? Holy crap. That's not even close. I don't know who it was who told you that maybe the console was better for local multiplayer. Perhaps they might have been a little off. Mathematically, they had now I know it's 186 to 872, and there is a margin of error that we have to account for. However, I'm going to leap to the conclusion. I'm going to make a running long jump to the conclusion that maybe in an 186 to 872 list here, I'm gonna say that maybe the PC has a bit more games. What a great website. God bless you, Co-Optimus. 186 to 872. Huh. That seems like a pretty sound victory for the PC. Whoever told you that, maybe they were off by a bit. Or maybe they just did what a lot of console players do. And they just said, they just hear something they like, and they just roll with it.
You can kind of get 2 players going, but I don't know too much about it. But it sounds complicated.
Again, I will reiterate this point from the last video because it is really something that is worth bringing up. It's something that's worth really hitting people in the head over and over again. It is not the PC gamers who say that the console gamers aren't smart enough to do it. It is the console gamers who are saying that console gamers just can't do it. Oh, it sounds complicated. That's too tough for me. I can't do it, guys. I'm going to give up before I even start. It's like, console gamers, you're not stupid. You're not fools. Sometimes you do foolish things, yes, and sometimes you say very, very silly things, but you're not stupid. I think with console gamers who dislike the PC, right? Who vehemently oppose the PC, who hate it, who say they'll never switch. Their problem is that they just really don't have a grasp on how simple it is. This is 2016, it's not 1998. You can do this. It is not difficult. You have the brain capacity to operate a PC. Chances are almost all of you do it anyway, every single day. The only difference is maybe changing a few parts and playing games on it instead.
So all I know is that...
Well, at this point, the phrase, all I know is that, well, it really doesn't have much meaning now, does it?
I get 4 controllers, I can play with 4 people.
If you got your controllers at $40 each, then that's $120 extra that you have to pay to play games with 3 other people. Wow, what a great deal. At least we don't have to pay for online subscriptions on top of that. Oh, wait. Or if you want to get the blue controller, the gray blue controller, yeah, remember the price used to be $55? It's $65 now. So you should have got it when it was cheap.
It's as simple as that. You can play online, but I'm talking about if you have friends over.
So if you do have friends over, let's do a little recap here. There won't be a test. Don't worry. Put your notes away. I'm feeling generous. Let's say you get 3 new controllers, $30 each. That's $90 just for the controllers to play with those friends. So congratulations. You lose screen space. You lose resolution. You lose what precious frame rate you guys have on the PS4. Hey, I remember back in my Xbox 360 days, I would do co-op in Left 4 Dead 2 with my brother or my cousin, right? If it's split screen, the frame rate is slashed in half. It goes from 60 when you play alone to 30 when you're playing co-op. Yeah, you notice that stuff. When I was younger and I'd go to my friend's house and we'd all play Halo and stuff like that, if there were 4 of us playing, draw distances for objects, for people, for things, drastically reduced. Frame rates would be abysmally low. The more stuff that you've got on that screen, the more you're splitting it up, you're going to feel it. You're going to see it. So you're taking games that already run pretty poorly, making them run even poorly-er, and it costs you $90 for everyone to play the game. Sounds like a great deal. Sign me up.
I'm pretty sure most friends don't come over and all play together on a PC.
Well, no. But that's kind of a silly claim to make, isn't it? I mean, look, I drive a Mazda Speed Miata, and I am not gay because I drive a Miata. It's because I suck dick. Now, since I have a Mazda Speed Miata, it seats 2 people and a small amount of luggage. So, people wouldn't come over to my house so that I could carpool everybody to the club. You understand? They wouldn't begin that quest knowing it was doomed to fail, right? We would go to John, his house, because he's got a Pathfinder. Or we would go to Erin's house because she has an Escape, okay? If people know that you play on PC, you're not going to invite them over to all play split screen on your computer monitor, right? If you are going to go out with people to play video games in split screen, you're going to go to someone's house who has the capacity to do that. It's not the PC's fault that you knowingly put yourself into a position where you know it's not designed for that. My Mazda is designed for getting me some tail. It's not for carpooling all my friends to, I don't know, the movies.
Maybe you do, but I've never heard of that.
Of course, if you wanted to play multiplayer games with other people in the same room on the PC, you could just have yourself a good old-fashioned LAN party. Those never go out of style. Plus, I hear the ping is pretty low.
So that's just kind of another reason for me personally.
Of course, if I have 3 people coming over to my place, it's not to play video games.
And the last reason is features.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really hard sell.
Now, I know each thing has its features, consoles have its features, PC has its features, but most developers for games that at least I play are built for consoles.
Most developers for games, at least the ones I play, are built for consoles. What the fuck does that mean?
You know, for example, 2K15. They have this feature called the face scan, where you scan your face and it does its best job to make it look like you, the player.
Whoa, a face scanner for a basketball game? Say no more. I am completely sold. Just like, let me go to Craigslist and sell off my PC here, and I'm gonna go and buy the first PlayStation 4 I can get my hands on. I cannot believe the PC doesn't have access to that incredibly useful, game-changing feature.
Now, I know I have the PS4 camera and you can get the Xbox Connect. I'm not too sure. I Googled it. I kind of did a little bit of research before I made this statement.
Well, I mean, God forbid, right?
And I don't think there's any way to naturally do it on PC. I don't think there's a PC camera you can buy that makes it possible.
Yeah, but this feature of yours is so inconsequential and minor and tiny that no one cares. I have Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's a great game. That has a face scanner in it, and it's horrible. It's awful. It is just monstrous.
So already right there, you're left out of the equation.
You know, somehow I think we'll survive the emotional trauma.
Trying to do that, so I'm pretty sure there's ways around it, but once again, sounds really complicated.
He said it, not me.
So those are just my 5 reasons. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, if you agree, disagree. You know, give me 5 reasons why PC's better, or give me another 5 reasons why console's better.
Or give 1 reason why the console's better than PC.
And I'll let you guys fight it out in the comment section. You know, and I'll be reading every single one because I want to hear what you guys have to say.
What, reading comments? Learning things? Engaging in debate? No. You don't know how this works. You have to moderate your comments and make sure no opposing viewpoints are allowed to remain. Then, if somebody else makes a video and you can't delete the comments on that video, just file false copyright claims. Ignore their ability to use fair use, just take the videos down. And if they file a counter notification with an email address and want you to contact them, ignore it. Don't contact them, don't talk to them, act as if nothing happened, and then just run out the timer so their video stays down as long as possible. That is what a man does, right?